Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. Long time no see. Haven't really uploaded that much here lately, but I'm gonna start trying to upload at least once a week. Stay on that grind. If there's anything you want to see me do or anything, just let me know in the comments below. But again, welcome. We're gonna do a different kind of video today. Instead of doing something dumb to myself, hurting myself, throwing up, something like that, I just wanted to talk about movies for a change, especially horror movies. And with all the news going on here lately about Neve Campbell not coming back to Scream 6 and all the pictures leaking of the set and everything like that, it got me interested in talking about some Scream. So I figured today we would do a ranking of the Scream franchise and see how it goes. I love all of the Scream franchise, so it's not really a ranking of like least favorite to favorite. I guess it's more like a ranking of what I'm least likely to watch again versus what I want to watch all the time. Here's my ranking of the Scream franchise. So my last pick, there'll be a total of 7 here. So number 7 is definitely gonna have to be season 3 of the Scream TV show, better known as Scream Resurrection. That fucking sucked. Not that it was like terrible to watch. I mean, it was kind of terrible to watch, but like it was still cool, but not at all what the first 2 seasons were. The 3rd season had a lot to pick up the slack from the first 2 seasons because of how fire they were. And when they announced Scream season 3, I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be fire. Let's go. I love this. And then more news came out. It's not going to have anything to do with the first 2 seasons. It's going to have a completely new cast. I'm like, what the hell? And then they take it off MTV and give it to VH1, which is like MTV's fucking stepchild that no one likes. So it's just like all these bad things. But then they come out and say, you know, we're bringing back the original Ghostface mask. We're bringing back the original Ghostface voice actor. It'll be fire. So I give it a chance. You know, I watched the first couple episodes. Not impressed. The only good thing about this entire, like, 3rd season, I think, is the Ghostface mask coming back. And the fact that Tony Todd comes in and makes a cameo appearance as, like, not Candyman, but Candyman pretty much. So that was pretty cool, but the cast is uninteresting. In the end, it just wasn't for me as much. I watched the whole thing. I probably won't ever rewatch it. The killers were kind of underwhelming. It was the obvious goth girl and Tyga, the rapper from when I was a kid. So that's why I think Scream season 3 is probably gonna have to be bottom of the list. Number 6 is gonna be Scream 3. Which is kind of harsh because I really like Scream 3, but like compared to all of the other ones out there, I would rewatch Scream 3 the least. I do like the opening a lot. You know, they bring back Cotton Weary just to kill him off in the first few minutes, which was kind of a mistake. He would have been a good part to play in the rest of the movie, I think. If you were gonna kill him, at least wait till like the end or something, but they kill Cotton Weary off the grip. And then you have this whole movie that's oriented around a cast of characters who are in Stab 3. These actors, you just follow them along with, you know, Dewey, Sid, and Gale. And there's a Ghostface killer that is just killing all the actors on the movie. The kills in this one are a little lackluster. A couple of them are borderline unbelievable. It kind of lacks a few things that you really want from a Scream movie. You don't get a lot of Sidney time. You get a lot more of these characters that you don't really care much about whether they live or die. The movie is sort of more comedic than the other ones. It kind of takes a funny, more laid-off tone. They originally wanted Stu to come back. You know, they wanted this whole big centralized thing to kind of play a part of the first couple of movies, but they had to tone it down and cut out a bunch of ideas because of the Columbine shootings at the time, and the movie kind of just suffered from it. If you like Scream, you're gonna like it because it's just more Scream, but more not as good Scream as the previous ones in front of it. Number 5, it's gonna be Scream 5. My number 5 is gonna be the new Scream that just came out this year, titled Scream, but technically Scream 5. That was a good, it was a good requel, as it's termed in the movie. You know, it comes back to its roots, kind of. It centralizes a group of, you know, high school kids in Woodsboro. You got Stu's house. You got the legacy cast returning, which, you know, they could have had a bigger part. The new cast was watchable. They were really relatable. You know, you really hated to see a couple of them die in there. The returning cast, you had Sydney, Gail, Dewey, Deputy Judy, and Marcia, which is Randy's sister. Really debated whether I put this one, you know, in the next spot. I go back and forth between these two movies, but this one was watchable. But as of right now, I believe this is, well, you know, where it would stand in the ranking. You know, it's got some good kills in it. Ghostface is pretty damn intimidating in this one. This is, I would say, almost like the roughest Ghostface you see. He's pretty much ruthless throughout the whole movie. One thing that I really disliked about the movie was the fact that they had to kill Dewey, especially so early into it. I just personally feel like Dewey could have lived and went on to do more movies. He wanted to do more movies, but they were pretty much like, we're gonna fucking kill you off because, you know, we gotta make this movie count. They fucked up Dewey pretty damn bad, and I just think that they probably could have killed Gale instead of Dewey. If Gale would have died, that would have gave Dewey the boost to get out of his depressive slump and become like a badass and go and fuck up Ghostface. And, you know, he's doing it for Gale, but he just died, and then the movie just goes on about it, and it's like, bro, this guy's been in every fucking movie, and you're just like in shock the whole, like, my first watch through this movie, like after he died, I was in shock for like 20 minutes afterwards, and just like kind of blanked out of part of the movie because I was just like, I need to register this. He fucking just died. Like, holy shit. It's nice to see Skeet Ulrich come back and be able to reprise his role because he's a fan favorite. But really wish they would have brought back Stu in this movie. I got my fingers crossed that he's going to be coming back in Scream 6. We'll see. Overall, I did enjoy this movie quite a bit. The ones ahead of it, I just enjoy watching a little bit more, I guess. Probably a big part of that is that Dewey doesn't die in those ones, but it was overall a good movie, and that's why Scream 5 is my number 5 on the list. Number 4 is going to be Scream 4. Scream 4 came out when I was 11. It was the first Scream movie I got to see in the theaters because the other ones came out when I wasn't fucking alive. So I got to see that one in theaters when I was 11. It was fire. It was good. I still enjoy watching Scream 4. It's got, you know, it's got all of the legacy cast coming back. It brings in some new characters that are just as fire. This cast in this movie, besides a couple of people, they were all super good. And this one, it's just a pretty basic Scream movie. There's not really much going on. Sydney is a famous author. Gale and Dewey are married. Dewey's the sheriff. They pretty much just living their lives, and then they get some Ghostface attacks coming back to Woodsboro. So that leads them all back there, and then they get caught in the middle of another Ghostface killing spree. But it's super graphic in a couple of parts of this movie. He's really pissed off in this one for some reason, more than the previous movies at that point. You got Emma Roberts, that's the killer, and you would think like she wouldn't be that intimidating from seeing her on like Unfabulous and shit back in the day on Nickelodeon, but like, she can be fucking ruthless in that movie. Hayden Panettiere plays Kirby. She's kind of like a witty, like, girl, updated version of Randy, sort of. She is scheduled to come back in Scream 6, so hopefully they don't just bring her back to kill her, but we'll see. I just find myself watching this one a lot, but I don't enjoy the watches as much as like rewatching the first one. Like I watching that every time is just like watching like it for the first time. There's a couple of things about this movie I don't really enjoy. The beginning, for instance, well, the theatrical beginning is kind of ass, but the deleted beginning, or whatever you want to call it, it switches up a little bit what happens from the theatrical beginning. I downloaded a copy of Scream 4 with like a fan edit with all of the deleted scenes on it, and it was 2 hours long, but it was better to me than the theatrical release. Like, they cut out a lot in this movie that really added to some of their characters and made you like them more. One thing I forgot to mention, I don't know, maybe a creative decision by Wes Craven or something, but the camera lens just seems to have like, there's like a smudge the whole movie. It's got like a little like film to it or something, which it's not like distracting, but you kind of like, what the hell is that? Overall, I think it, you know, sits around the middle of the line for me. It's not the one I'll watch the least, I won't watch it the most, but when I do watch it, I do enjoy it to an extent. We'll get on to spot 3. Number 3 on the list is gonna be the Scream TV series, seasons 1 and 2. Now this was fucking badass. You know, it's full of mellow MTV teen drama. Ghostface doesn't have the same mask or the same voice. It has nothing to do with any of the theatrical movies. So you kind of hear it and you're like, well, I don't think that's gonna be that good, but and that's what I thought. I was like, yeah, that doesn't sound that good, but I love Scream, you know, I'll give it a shot. Damn, I fucking love this. The Scream TV series, season 1 and 2. It centers around a bunch of kids in Lakewood, where it's stretched out in a series. You have a lot of time to think and put things together and try to guess who it is. And both times I was surprised, I was fooled. It ends on a cliffhanger that never gets resolved because the show got canceled and never came back. So it's kind of a bitch to rewatch it. You're like, damn, this is good, I can't wait to see what happens. And then boom, the show gets canceled. Haven't had a new episode since 2016 or something like that. So it's really disappointing because you really want there to be an ending, but you get nothing. Where it is a series instead of a movie, the characters get a lot more fleshed out and you get to spend more time with them and get more attached to them. So when they are in danger or when they die, you feel a lot more on the edge of your seat, because you're like, holy shit, I've been watching these people for fucking 10 hours at this point. I don't want them to die, but sometimes it just happens and you just gotta accept it because it's a Scream movie and anything can happen. Enough fucking talking about Scream TV series. Let's get on to spot number 2. I'm gonna have to give the spot number 2 to Scream 2. I fucking love Scream 2. Everything about it. It keeps the same style. The characters you're more connected to them. They're more fleshed out. In this movie, the only thing that really fucking gets me is the fact that they have to kill Randy in this damn movie. Unnecessary. They did it for the shock, and it didn't fucking pay off. He could have come back and done more sequels. If he came back in more sequels and aged, then he would get more knowledge over horror movies and the situation, and just be able to keep providing his knowledge to the younger generation of kids to teach them how to survive. But they had to go and kill him. Damn mistake. Randy is fucking awesome. But besides that, the sequel, they rushed it. You know, the Scream 1 did so well in the box office, they had to do a second one like within like less than a year, I believe. So even though it was rushed out the door, it was still great quality. All the kills were good. Ghostface is good in this movie. You get the classic Ghostface, kind of more in line with the first movie. He taunts him on the phone a little bit, and then when he kills him, he does a lot of killing like the first. It really is just more of the first movie with a bigger budget and a little bit more violence. Of course, all the people from the first one came back that didn't die. And then the new people in this movie are also pretty good. Sarah Michelle Gellar was in it. She has probably one of the better kill scenes in the movies. It's just a stretched out sequence of him taunting her in the house and then eventually ending up with him throwing her through a glass door and then off a balcony. And that's just damn. The opening kill of this movie, it's really memorable. It's got Jada Pinkett Smith. She goes to the movies with her boyfriend Phil, and they're watching the Stab movie. Phil gets up to go take a piss, gets stabbed in the bathroom. Ghostface comes back and takes his spot and sits with her and watches the movie. And while the movie's going on, all these other people dressed up as Ghostface are going batshit about the new movie, and Ghostface just starts stabbing her in the movie theater, and everybody's just watching the movie and thinks it's fake. So it's pretty damn good opening to it. The soundtrack to this movie, probably the best soundtrack in the Scream franchise. It's I got it downloaded on Spotify, just listening to it because it's fucking a good playlist. Everybody that comes back in this, Randy, he's great, of course. Dewey and Gale, they're really good. Dewey does take a couple good blows in this movie. You think he's gonna die, he gets the shit stabbed out of him, so but he makes it, just like you would think he would in the new one, but nope, doesn't make it. But the killer ends up being Billy Loomis's mom from the first one, trying to get revenge on Sidney for killing her son. And then she gets one of Sidney's college classmates, Timothy Olyphant, to come and do the killings with her, just because he's crazy and wants to do killings. They kill a bunch of people at the college, fuck up some shit, and then they get killed at the end. That's pretty much how Scream movie goes. This movie, it's a great sequel, great part of the Scream franchise. And then we'll get on to the number one spot, and if you haven't guessed what it is already, then you're about to fucking find out. Number one spot is gonna be Scream 96. That movie is perfect, like damn near. I mean, obviously there's some things that are wrong with it. There's things that are wrong with every movie, but Scream's fucking one. Scream 96, whatever you want to call it, definitely owns the spot for best Scream movie. Definitely owns the spot for top 5 best horror movie of all time. This movie just brought a lot to the fucking playing field that no other movie before brought. The meta, you know, the teenage cast, horror tropes. They're aware of that. They're in some sort of horror movie situation. Stu, he just steals the show. Matthew Lillard is fucking my favorite, probably horror character, like of all time, maybe like top 3. You don't expect him and Billy to be the killers. Like you kind of think, and then they kind of go away from it. So you get it in your mind, like, man, they could be the killers, but it could be someone else. It's a really good whodunit. I wish I could go back and kind of rewatch the movie for the first time, just get that fresh experience, because it's such a good twist at the end. You don't think there's going to be 2 killers. The opening of Scream is the best, I would say, horror movie intro to any movie. Just watching that alone is like a short horror film. Drew Barrymore, you know, she gets the phone call. Everybody's seen it. It's just fucking insane. Like, there's nothing that matches it. None of the other openings of Scream match it. Nothing. It's just unheard of. I wish I was around to see it in theaters back in '96, but I was born in 2000, so I was a little late to the party. But Scream 1, there's not much I could say about it that hasn't already been said. It is just top tier, fucking best movie in the franchise for sure. That is my ranking. I won't say definitive, it kind of changes every now and again, but as of right now, that is my ranking of the entire Scream franchise, from least likely to watch to most rewatch. I guess you could say it like that. I love all of them except Scream Season 3. That shit sucks. It's fun to talk about it, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos like this, just let me know. I might make a couple more videos, Scream related, horror movie related, see how you guys like them. But I enjoy making them. If there's anything you just want to see me do or talk about, just let me know in the comments. Until next time, I thank you for tuning in, and you have a good rest of your fucking day. See y'all later. Like and subscribe, bitch. That was just me. Ghostface isn't really in my room. I figured I want to make a new time to fuck me. Welcome back to another video. Welcome back. Doing a fuck. Number 3 on the list is gonna be the Scream TV. What? The Scream TV. Fuck. It's just. I don't even know what to say about it. It